Jeremy runs a music studio. One morning, he wakes up and he and his kid are both running a fever. Now he has a decision to make. Does he cancel lessons and take a loss of income for a day? Or does he power through and risk making it worse? Because right now, if Jeremy doesn't work, he doesn't get paid. And that's not a business, that's not a studio, that's a job. For the last 2 years, I've worked very closely with the music studio industry and I've kept track of hundreds of music studios. Today, I want to show you one of the things that music studio owners typically don't do that keeps them from scaling up and really pushing through the boundary of what an independent music school teacher can really do. In the last video, we talked about mindset. In this one, we're going to talk about the structure of your music studio. There are 3 steps to building a music studio that runs on your sick days. And today I'm going to run you through each step that you can make to help your business continue to grow. Let's start with the first problem, changing your mindset. Most studio owners think, if I'm not teaching, nothing is happening. And they're right, but that's only because they built it that way. In order to grow, you really need to realize you're not a teacher, you're a business owner, and you're building a business that delivers teaching. That's the core idea behind these systems and the growth that you're trying to do. Because once you start approaching it as a business owner and not just as a teacher, you're going to do things that you never would originally have done if you approached it simply as a teacher. And so to build that system, let's talk about bringing in someone new. Hiring an assistant can be concerning. It can be really scary. You might be thinking, if I bring in someone else, the quality of my lessons will drop. No one can teach the way I do, and parents signed up for my lessons. But here's the truth. You need to build that system because the studio needs to be able to run without you. At the end of the day, parents care about results. If you can show them clearly that their child is learning and is progressing in their lessons, they don't care about how they got there. And one of the first steps towards growing is to bring on a teacher's assistant. And this doesn't have to be someone super qualified at first. It can be one of your advanced students already, maybe a college student or someone who has already gone through your curriculum and graduated from you in the past. Their job isn't going to be to teach the way that you do, and they're not going to be at that level yet. You're still going to be running lessons. The job of the TA is to handle the simple tasks that will help you focus on the most important parts of your business. Or don't start with a teacher at all. You can start by asking them to help with certain types of operations. They can do micro time for you. They can help with scheduling emails. They can help with parent communication. All of these basic admin tasks that you're doing, because most of the time studio owners spend way too much time doing things that don't require them. You want to hand off the tasks that don't require you and focus on the tasks that do require you, because those are the tasks that are helping your business grow. Those are the tasks that are helping your studio grow. The third and final part of this is to delegate that effectively. And this is where a lot of people mess up. They try to hand off these tasks without a system behind them. So take a second to think about all the tasks that you do on a regular basis. A lot of teachers will try to hand those tasks off and they'll get messed up. And a lot of that is in communication. They'll hand a task off and they'll ask someone else to do it. It'll get done poorly and they'll take it back and say, I have to do this every time, or it doesn't get the same quality, it doesn't get the same attention. And that might be true for some tasks, but for the majority of tasks, the best way for you to do it is to record yourself going through the task the next time you do it using a tool like Vidyard or Loom, and then you're going to store that video. You can keep it in a Google Drive or video storage in the cloud. You're going to send that video to whoever you're delegating the task to, and you're going to tell them, here's the task that I want you to do. Here's me walking myself through the process and explaining what to do as I'm doing it. And so you can do it, and you can document what you're doing. And your goal here is to slowly build up a library of different tasks that you can just hand off to people and say, this is the system to do this. And you're building this library of tasks and delegation that will run while you're not there. And so you can really focus on what you want to focus on. And so now, in the process of delegating, you're building this library of systems that will continue working. So in the process of delegating, you're building the system that will continue working regardless of whether you're there or not. Your studio really shouldn't depend on your time or your health. So let's go back to Jeremy. He wakes up sick and needs to take care of his family, but this time he has the time and the ability to do so. Messages are going to get answered and students are going to get helped along in their lessons. The studio can run without him for a day. Nothing's going to crash and burn because he has people who are following systems and know what to do when he's not there because he's built this studio and he's built the systems that run the studio. That's the difference between a job and a business.